Hi, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Today, I want to talk to you about a penny stock that I've talked about on this channel before. I started buying this stock at about 2 cents per share. Now, as you can see, the price has come up, and I think this stock has a lot more upside. Now, penny stocks, obviously, I'm sure most of you realize that penny stocks are risky, but they definitely are very volatile. You have to have the stomach and the guts to hold on to them. Really, penny stocks are about buying low and selling high. Sometimes you find a stock that you want to hold on to for maybe a longer period of time, like Alpine 4 Technologies. That one went from 4 cents per share when I started talking about it to $8 per share. I did sell way too early in that one. I wish I hadn't sold my position. But the thing is, guys, that stock is, trading at a level that I couldn't even imagine. I mean, I thought it might go to like 50 cents or a dollar. So, the key is to buy low and sell high. Just, as the old saying goes, with any kind of stock, that's what you want to do. But this kind of stock right here, this is a Chinese company. They are basically in the construction business, and we're going to get into that here in a minute. But as you can see, back in 2020, this stock was trading at 1 cent per share. Now, this chart is not accurate. It says 11 cents per share, but the actual high was about 13 cents per share, and that was in June. So in less than a month, we went from 1 cent per share all the way up to 13 cents per share. And now, once again, we were at 1 cent back in January. Now we're at almost 4 cents per share. We actually got above 4 cents today. There was a big buyer that came in. There's a lot of people who are wanting shares, and that's what I've noticed is that the demand for shares is slowly picking up. I think people are starting to realize the opportunity. And so, what I'm trying to do is kind of get the word out about this stock because I do believe this presents a good opportunity at current levels. I think this stock is very undervalued. And we're going to get into the financials of this company. And this stock actually has some of the best financials that I've seen on the over-the-counter markets. And so in terms of the over-the-counter markets, what I'm talking about primarily is just, in relation to pink sheet stocks, penny stocks. Most penny stocks are garbage, and let's just be honest. But this company has very good financials. They don't dilute shareholders, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute as well. There's a lot of things going for this stock, and we're just starting to break out of this trend line. We were stuck in this trend line actually for several months, as you can see, trading between 1 and 2 cents per share. We've finally broken that resistance, and I think, quite honestly, guys, this could potentially go to 10 cents, maybe 20 cents per share. Exactly how long that takes, I'm not so sure. But what I will say is that a lot of the stocks that have been dead for a long time, I mean, when I started buying penny stocks back in like 2016, I wasn't really experienced. I was just buying random tickers. But, those tickers were at a zero bid for several years. And those stocks now that I've since sold out of, unfortunately, are trading, at 10 times, 20 times their previous levels, which is absolutely insane. So the over-the-counter markets in general is on fire right now. There's, stocks left and right just going way, way up. So this one, I don't think it's going to be any different, guys. And it might not even take news to break past the 10-cent level. I think we could definitely, see that happen potentially, maybe even in the next month or so. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to go on over to Investors Hub. This has some, due diligence and some things on here that we can talk about. The first thing you'll notice is the outstanding shares has been unchanged in 5 years. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. As I mentioned, there's been no dilution in this stock. And so that's key when you're looking at a company to invest in. Is the company diluting shareholders? Are they dumping shares? A lot of companies will dump hundreds of millions of shares or whatever the number, and then they reverse split the stock. So they'll, for example, you own 1 million shares of a penny stock, and the company then reverse splits the stock 100 for 1. So basically you get 1 share for every 100 shares you previously owned. And so that means you'd only have 10,000 shares at a higher price. And so really there's no difference in terms of the market value of your shares. But then what happens is the company will keep on selling shares on the market and just diluting shareholders, driving the price down. And then sometimes they might even do a second, third, fourth reverse split. And so you just get completely wiped out. So you have to really watch out for that. But I like the fact that there's no dilution. You'll see some of these financial numbers here. We're going to get into that here in just a minute. These financials are absolutely amazing. And so that's why one of the key reasons I actually bought this company, because this company, in my personal opinion, has some of the best financials on the entire over-the-counter markets. They have a very good balance sheet, strong cash levels, and quite honestly, guys, it looks very undervalued. And so I'm going to scroll down here and go over some more information. So I was just showing you the chart. As you can see, we did get up to about 13 cents per share back in May and June, trading, I guess, actually about under 1 cent per share. And then we spiked up real quick. people who are buying down here made a lot of money. And so that's kind of what I see happening again. I think this stock is way undervalued. And, up here to 13 cents again, it wouldn't surprise me. I think we could probably break that, to be honest, just based upon the fundamentals of this company. And also the fact that, as more people find out about this stock, more people are going to start buying. That's going to push the price up. And then more and more people will pile on. And so it's just one of those things where you want to try to get in early in these things before they go on their massive runs so you can, cash out with very sizable profits. It's all about buying low and selling high. It's quite obvious, but I mean, that's something, a lot of people forget. You don't want to be the guy that's buying a stock at the very top. You want to buy right when it's starting to break out of the trend line. Ideally, when it's down here, when it's, not really doing much and you can kind of see the trend line in that range and then it starts to break out. That's what you want to do, but I don't think it's still early in the game, and so I do see a lot more upside for this stock. But that's the chart right there. You'll see some more of these financial numbers. This was as of the end of September 30th, 2020. You'll see the assets, cash and cash equivalents, 8.1 million, down from 31 million in 2019. But the coronavirus has taken a very serious toll on their business. Nonetheless, they are doing a very good job at maintaining good revenues. You'll see $12 million $39 million in assets on the balance sheet, down from 48 million in 2019. Once again, that's due to the coronavirus. They've lost cash. Liabilities right now. Now here's the, liabilities. You'll see 13.9 million in liabilities in 2019 and just $4 million in liabilities in 2020 as of the third quarter, and retained earnings $35 million, which is very good numbers on the balance sheet. You'll see that I don't really see any long-term debt. I'm trying to look for long-term debt. I don't see anything. I don't think they have any long-term debt, which is very good. So they have a very good balance sheet, no convertible debt, no anything. So you don't have to really worry about dilution. This company, from my understanding, no share structure change in 5 years. I do believe the float number or the tradable float has changed, but that's a different story. So let's keep going here. So this company is principally engaged in the design, manufacturing, and sales of lightweight composite wall panel, which has attributes like fire insulation, thermal insulation, lightweight, high strength, strong durability, comparable lifespan with main architecture, suitability for prefabrication construction used in housing industry, etc. It just goes on to talk about some of their products. This company does have a lot of patents as well. And somebody posted on here, actually, I saw that they do have several patents in China for their products. Technical advantage. Company has built an R&D base in Liaojing, Fujian, I can't pronounce that province, while it is situated. Man, those are some complicated words. But basically, this company is involved in the construction industry. So as the manufacturing construction industry picks back up in China, these numbers should start to improve in their business. So I definitely see that happening. Just kind of scrolling down here, looking for any more due diligence or anything. That's about it on this page. So let's go on over to their financials, and this is really what I want to focus on. So if we go down to, the revenues, for example, you can see that they did $41 million in revenue in 2016. Now in 2019, 52 million. You go back to 2018, about 52 million, 51 million in 2017. But look at the profit numbers, guys. This company's doing a nice profit, $6.8 million in 2019. Going back to 2018, 6.8 million, 5.9 million in 2017, 5.4 million in 2016. So you have a nice 0.017 earnings per share. So very good on the net income side of things, and that's what you want to see. The company's profitable. Now let's go over to the quarterly financials. Let's look at the most recent quarters. As I mentioned, revenues and things are kind of taking a hit right now. So they're down, as you can see. The worst quarter was in March. That was when everything was pretty much shut down in China. They did $3.8 million in revenue, $4.6 million in the second quarter. But now things are starting to creep back up, $5.4 million. Gross profit of 11 million, I guess. So 11 million in the third quarter. And then going down here, you'll see that they've kind of had a bad year in terms of their profitability. But if you look back at those previous years, guys, I would not expect this to last. I think this is something that is going to change quite drastically going forward this year and next year. 2022 could probably be their best year yet, in my personal opinion, once everything gets back to normal after this pandemic. But They did have a $95,000 profit in the third quarter. I'm interested to see if they made a profit in the fourth quarter, if they're going to be, positive for the year. So the numbers look very good. We can look one more time at the balance sheet, and I'll show you guys just what's going on over there. So cash and cash equivalents, as you can see, at the end of 2019, they had $31 million in cash on the balance sheet, $8.1 million now. So I'm sure they've been burning through some cash with this pandemic. It makes sense. I mean, there's a lot going on. But once those numbers start to come back, guys, I would expect a strong rebound in these numbers. And, total assets, once again, $39 million. Total liabilities, just $4 million in liabilities. This is, once again, guys, one of the best balance sheet. As you can see, long-term debt, no long-term debt at all. A lot of companies, especially on the pink sheets, have a lot of notes payable, convertible debt that turns into shares basically and dilutes shareholders. There's none of that on this company at all. So, and once again, guys, no dilution at all. You have nice stockholder equity of $35 million as of the last quarter, net tangible assets of $35 million. So let's go over to the security details. I want to show you the share structure real quick just to give you an idea of what's going on here. So this float number, we're not sure if this is 100% accurate because this was in 2018. So that might have increased. But I will say, when you try to buy shares in this company, it's very difficult to do so without moving the price. I actually bought some more shares today, and it was kind of difficult to get into a position, because if you're placing a decent amount of shares, you're going to have to move the price. Let's just say that, because there's not really a lot of shares to go around. So that's something that, this could easily spike up to huge levels very quickly for that reason. So we have 160 million shares outstanding, no dilution in several years, 5 years, I believe, is what it said on Investors Hub. So very, very good. And this is what you want to see, guys. This is all good. We're just breaking out of a trend line once again. So one risk with this company, I will say, is that it's a Chinese company. Chinese companies have gotten caught in the past with fraudulent, numbers and cooking the books and accounting practices. But if we assume these numbers are right, then we can also assume that this company is very, very undervalued. And I have noticed more talk about this stock on different forums and even on Reddit. I've noticed a couple people talking about this stock. And so I think there's going to be a lot more people talking about it in the future, because I think more and more people are starting to realize the opportunity. More and more people are starting to look at these fundamentals. They're starting to realize that, hey, this stock is pretty much, way oversold. And that I think, this company probably should be due for a major correction in terms of the share price. And this often does happen. A lot of stocks get way oversold. People forget about those stocks. They move on to other stocks, and there's only so much money to go around. So I think once money starts to flood back into this stock, we could easily see this, high broken of 13 cents per share. It could happen relatively quickly. And so if you're buying right now at about 4 cents per share, you buy, let's say 100,000 shares, it'd be $4,000. I mean, you're looking at potentially at 10 cents, that's a $6,000 profit. If it goes to 20 cents, now you're talking a $12,000 profit. So you put $4,000 in and cash out with 20,000. That's not bad at all. So just an idea, guys. But, I've been buying this stock kind of quietly down here in the 2 cent range, but I've actually been buying some more. As I mentioned, I bought some more today. So I think this stock, presents a pretty good trade, guys. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Once again, I'm long this stock. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe share this with other people. Maybe they can find out about this opportunity. Because once again, guys, I think out of all the pink sheet stocks out there, the crappy garbage companies that don't have assets, they don't have revenues, they don't have net income, they don't have a good balance sheet, this company definitely has all of those. And so that's something that's very, very rare on the pink sheets, over-the-counter markets, to have these kind of numbers. And so I just think this stock is really undervalued. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. And once again, let me know your thoughts. I do have a private Discord chat you can sign up for, the link in the description. It's my Patreon, and it's a great way to support this channel. So if you do want to sign up, you can definitely do that, and it's $4 a month. You do get access to, once again, you get access to the private Discord chat to talk stocks with other people, and you can, we have a pretty good community over there right now, about almost 70 members. So anyway, guys, once again, I'll see you in the next video, and take care.